This is Money, Motivation, and Mike, and I am your host, Michael Wainwright. In charge of all the controls, as always, Jason Wright. And hello to you, world. This is the show that can change your life. You can contact us at info@mx3.vip and find all of our content at mx3.vip or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@mx3podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all of our new content, which comes out every Monday morning around 9 o'clock. As you can see, Jason, I'm a little under the weather today. Excuse me.
Yeah,
but we're gonna go right through this. I guess I've got the winter mess, sometimes called the winter crud. Haven't been diagnosed with the flu or anything.
Well, whatever it is, keep it on that side of the table.
Well, hey, never sick at sea, man. Just got to keep plugging. Couple things here before we get into what we're going to talk about today, which is the 47th president's inauguration and a few of the highlights of that. Now, just as we were getting ready to come on the air here, information news has been out that documents, all the documents, Jason, 100% of the documents, I don't know if I believe that, but 100% of the documents of the JFK assassination, the RFK assassination, and the MLK assassination are going to be released. And looking forward to seeing what's in there that we don't know about.
Well, been quite a few asking for this not to be released. Well, that are in the know. So it's going to be very interesting to see what it has to say.
There's also been a whole lot of people for the last 60 years asking for it to be released.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we're going to get any more than we've already got, but it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
What is actually in those documents and why we have not come to a conclusion on one of the biggest myths in the history of history. And another very disturbing topic that we're going to get to here in the next week or two is the Jerry Jones debacle with the Dallas Cowboys and how he has just made a circus of the most expensive, most worth sports franchise in the history of sports, and how he just made a mockery of the whole deal. The net worth of that thing, the value. I believe that his Super Bowl is every April, which is when the Forbes 500 comes out. And when they release all that stuff, I believe he wins his Super Bowl when he sees the Dallas Cowboys at the top of the money list. I really, really do. You can't tell me that you are all about winning when you do the things that he does, with the success that he's had in other business endeavors.
Right.
Now, what you think about this before we move on to today's topic? People watch TV, the internet, they read the newspaper, the radio, however it is that you get a lot of your news, your coverage, whatever it is, the World Wide Web. People watch these things. They see movie stars. We see athletes. We see rock stars. We see CEOs, just like with Musk here involved in the Trump administration right now, and the Bezos of the world, and on and on and on. Rupert Murdoch, and then we think of these people, and we look at them because we don't know them, and we think they're rich. They are rich,
right?
And we put them up on this pedestal, and we admire them. Some of us look at them as a hero or an example of someone we don't even know. We see them on TV.
Mm-hmm.
We know nothing about what they're like when they go into their house, when they go into their church, when they go into their community, whatever it is they do, how they interact with we know nothing about all that stuff. Now, in this day and age, a lot of times that stuff gets reported, but there's a whole lot that doesn't. We don't know nothing about these people, but we put them on the pedestal because they're rich, and they give $1 million to fight fires and hurricanes and earthquakes and whatever else there is along the way. And they gave $1 million, and oh, they're great. But the rich people that you know in your community, the people that you actually know, the people that you see on a regular basis, the people that you feel have wealth, what strikes us about them is it's being unjust to be rich. When your next door neighbor has multi-million dollars, you don't look at him like you do the movie star or the rock star or the professional athlete. You look at him or her in a jealous way. We throw rocks at that person. We degrade that person. We find ways to knock them off the hill because they have something we don't have. It just makes zero sense that you actually know someone who has been highly successful in the financial sector of how we evaluate our society. But we look at them in an unjust way. Whatever they are. Crooks, thieves. They've cheated. They've stabbed this person in the back. They've done this. They've taken from the poor and given them to themselves. On and on and on. Those people in our community strikes us as unjust. It makes no sense to me at all. But I heard this being talked about this last week. And I go, oh my gosh, we're so right. And as I've said before, when you're on the pedestal, all people want to see is you to come off and you to fall off, Humpty Dumpty down to the bottom. When your professional athlete is winning you ball games, you want to see them get another contract. And they're home doing whatever it is they do, and a whole lot of it's not very good. But your next door neighbor, the person that you work with, the person you see at the ball games at the local high school, and they come from a big time means of finance, it's unjust for them to have it because you don't have it. We got to change our way of thinking, Jason. And that negative energy you throw out on those thoughts and what those people have that you don't have causes you to not be able to go out and achieve what maybe it is that you're looking for in life, because you spend all this negative energy on trying to figure out how to bring them down. And if not bring them down, negative thoughts on what you hope happens to them. You're okay with seeing negative press about your next door neighbor. You don't want to see your quarterback in the news. Makes no sense to me at all. But that's where we are, and that's another point that we have to change. Okay, Jason, let's get old President number 47 and also number 45. Trump on the board here. And for the listening audience, this is highlights from what is now Trump's second inaugural address. And setting the scene here for those of you who haven't seen it, and frankly, I'm seeing it for the first time since it is a reaction video. I have not seen this particular clip. Trump standing behind his shield, the President of the United States, giving his address indoors at the Capitol. And to his left, our viewing right, sits at that time current President Biden and Vice President Harris. And behind them, their spouses. And next to Harris's husband is President Bill Clinton and Mrs. Clinton. And if you continue to go, right behind them is Obama. To his right, our left, sits Vice President Vance. His wife's behind him. There's the Trump family. First Lady Mrs. Trump right behind her husband's seat. And I believe that's Barron Trump. And then the other family falls in. So, and then we have a divide down the middle with the United States flag in the background. So that's what we are fixing to listen to here. And we'll go and we'll react and talk about where we're headed for the next 4 years.
The golden age of America begins right now. A recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal. From this moment on.
Do you think right there, okay, I'm president for 4 years, I get voted out, a horrible betrayal. Do you think in any way he is stating there that the election got stolen from me and these people that are over here behind me to my left is the reason why? You think he's directing that at them?
Yeah, I think obviously he knows that they're going to be there when he makes this speech.
Absolutely.
So when he's thinking about putting all this together, I don't know if he writes it down or what. I don't think he has to be honest. He's pretty good at
it. He's pretty off the cuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt.
America's decline is over. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. But I felt then and believe even more so now that my life was saved for a reason.
Okay, he said those. Those is more than one. It's a plural word. And in essence, he's saying there was somebody else behind this 20-year-old laying on the top of a roof, taking a shot at him and hitting him in the ear. Those.
Mm-hmm.
Saved by God to make America great again. Today I will.
Okay, I like mentioning God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when are we going to start doing some of the direction of what God's principles are? Because like we've said on this show a couple of months ago, if God was running for president, would you vote for him?
Sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense.
I hope that it's common sense. You see a lot of things that come out of Washington, D.C., and you wished they would use common sense. Another subject that in high school should be something you have to take. You know, we talk about some of these things. A big class that I've always preached on is compound interest. Mm-hmm. Have a class on just compound interest, whether you're receiving it or whether you're paying it. It's incredible that we should have a class on common sense.
All about common sense. First,
and he got applause.
I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. Today, I will also.
Are you in favor of that? National emergency at the southern border?
Yes.
I am too.
I hate the thought of, these terrorists coming across the border and we not knowing about it.
You come into the country, you come in proper, you come in legal, great.
Mm-hmm. No issue with immigration in the legal manner.
You come in another way, you need to be taken back to wherever it is you came from faster than you got here.
Yeah.
So declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill. Biden goes in and shuts down a pipeline on day one. Trump goes in, drill, baby, drill on day one.
Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices. Instead of
takes a shot right at the current president.
Yeah.
That you've just driven inflation out. Prices are out of control. Right at you, buddy.
Of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. After years and years of...
I'm all about that too.
The tariff?
Yes.
I was going to ask you if you had an opinion on the matter.
I do have an opinion on it. The things that come in overseas, and I understand, they make it, the whole idea is they make it cheaper than we can.
Mm-hmm.
We have to find a way to make it cheap. Now, I'm not talking about 5-year-old, 8-year-old labor, child labor.
Right.
And I'm not talking about inadequate products that don't stand the test of time. But, once upon a time, if it wasn't made in the USA, Walmart wouldn't put it in their store. Now, I think that's a thing of the past.
Oh, for sure.
But the greatest nation in the world, and since the beginning of time, continues to be the greatest nation in the world since discovered in 1476. Or was it 1472? Whatever, Christopher. Let us know. Christopher Columbus. Whatever time it became the greatest nation in the world, will stay the greatest nation in the world, should always be. How do we ever have to leave the borders? How do we ever have to enter the water for anything that we need?
Mm-hmm.
People come to us for everything.
We are a very self-sufficient country. There's very little that we need from the outside.
The tariffs will require us to make the products.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bring crap in? This is what it costs.
I think it opens up opportunity for Americans to have businesses.
Once again, the American dream.
Yeah.
So I know that you're thinking, viewing and listening audience, well, that drives up the prices. It does if we don't get off of our tails and go out and do something about it. The reason they have to bring things in is because we're too lazy to do it ourselves.
Of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents.
On that free speech, Jason,
yeah,
where we are right now in the United States of America, you're allowed free speech as long as you agree with me.
Yeah, and that's going. And you had all these big tech guys sitting right behind them, just off the camera.
Yeah.
And Zuckerberg and Elon. Of course, Elon didn't own X, formerly Twitter, back in that day. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of censorship, a lot of accounts getting turned off, including Trump's, by the way.
Yeah.
His account was removed and silencing a lot of Republicans, which it definitely seemed a little one-sided during that time frame. So you're shutting down voices so that the people out there aren't hearing the other side of the story.
Yeah, you can hear the story as long as I agree to the story.
Yeah.
Something I know something about. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Thank you. Amen.
Yeah, it's common sense.
Hey,
yes, me.
If somebody thinks there needs to be a unisex bathroom, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a male, there is a female.
Yeah.
There is an Adam, there is an Eve. And it has been since the beginning of time. And we once again, whether you like religion or not, and it doesn't matter to me whether you do or you don't. I hope you do, but it doesn't affect me. You're going to put God on the on the dollar bill. You're going to say, "In God we trust," and you're going to talk about "So help me God" whenever we need Him because of some tragedy, disaster going on in the world. Then you've got to do it the other way as well. You got to go all the way. You can't have and pick and choose. So let's get in or let's get out. But we can't be doing they and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
As I was telling you off the air, you go all the way down to the Florida Keys, and then you come all the way up Florida, and over to Alabama, then Mississippi, then Louisiana, then all of Texas, all the way down to where Texas and Mexico hit.
Mm-hmm.
The United States border around what is now the Gulf of Mexico, and then you get a little bit of part of Mexico. Then you get into all of the remaining North American countries, but then all the South American countries.
Yeah.
Why is it called the Gulf of Mexico?
Right.
I've always wondered why it wasn't called the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Gulf of Americas or America, either way.
Yes. Americas would be great.
Yeah, I'd be fine with either one.
Yes. Mexico. They do nothing.
Yeah.
We work together. There is nothing we cannot do and no dream we cannot achieve. Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken.
I did not think, personally, that he could do the comeback, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I also did not think in 2016 he could beat Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I thought at that point in time, I definitely thought it was going to be an uphill battle for him to try to win. But
yeah,
I think a lot of people just wanted change. And I think that's really, even this time around, that's what they wanted. They want to see a lot of change.
I didn't think I would ever see the day when we would elect a business person over a politician.
America, to me, I mean, in a sense, is a business. It's got to be run properly. And
well, we've had a difficult time with that.
Yeah.
For a long time. We just print more money.
Yeah.
We just go farther in debt. What I don't know.
There had to be a change.
It'll be anxious to see what President Trump gets accomplished over the next 4 years. I know I'm looking forward to it. I have a positive thought and outlook on it. It was good to see all of the politicians that were there, the past politicians,
mm-hmm.
And obviously quite a bit of presence up on the stage or behind the president there from the Democratic, the other side of the aisle. So maybe we're making progress there now. And you know, just seeing that video and showing the clips of the highlights, there were times where they were standing up and then sitting back down. I'm curious why they were standing up to applaud something that was going on that obviously President Trump had said. So good for them. Good for them. Contact us at info@mx3.vip and find all of our new content at mx3.vip or on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@mx3podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all the new content that Jason puts out every Monday morning around 9 o'clock. Looking forward for these documents to get released, Jason. And then I'm going to have some comments on the man who owns the most powerful franchise in sports history. Coming up soon on an episode of Money, Motivation, and Mike. So until next time, continue to live your life the right way.